Hello, everybody. This was not pre-announced. It's just kind of like an impromptu pop-up. So I'm just going to kill some time. See it's very important. I put a collared shirt on today, and no, I did not have to go to court or a funeral. And while we're killing time, let me turn off the phone so I can look like I know what I'm doing. It's a beautiful day right now down here in Southwest Florida. It is 85 degrees, mostly sunny, only a couple clouds here and there. Hey, OAL, what's up, buddy? Man, this really makes my day. Um, I'm just a rookie at this stuff. I have nowhere near the talents that you have. Um, I know you like fishing, outdoors, hunting, and stuff like that. I'm just an older dude, just trying to find my way. And unfortunately, sometimes to find your way on YouTube, it costs money. So right now, I don't have that. But I just did a little video you may like, appreciate, or you may have some feedback on about saltwater fish. It was called a life list event or something like that, where you can get like recognition for um, different categories from at least the state of Florida. If you caught 10 of these fish, 30 of these fish, 50 of these fish, or the entire list of 70. So I'm kind of curious, what does Preston? What does Oklahoma do? Like if you catch a bass that's like 6 pounds, does that qualify as like a citation? Can you get a award for it, or do you know the different levels? Like you don't have to, shoot off all the levels, but do you have any idea, like for example, what a largemouth bass would be as far as to be recognized by the state of Oklahoma? Anyway, yeah, I had I've got a lot of stuff going on in my life, so I figured, you know what, since the weather's nice, I'm out here on my mom's lanai trying to do another broadcast. A lot of times it really stinks that these houses are real close together, even though it's beautiful and scenic. On one day of the week, the lawn care people will be on this side. My mom's comes on Wednesday, and the lady next door on the other side. So it's always like really hard to do videos from in here. But hey, Shade Tree, appreciate you stopping in, my friend. Preston, if you don't know that channel, really, really nice guy, Shade Tree America. Um, but so I just wanted to shoot the breeze, see what people are up to. Uh, Preston, I apologize for not. I didn't really. I had some thoughts when you did that video on the hole. My thoughts were obviously everybody's going to say it looks like a well. And then I started thinking, could that have been like the submersed, uh, whatever you call that, for an oil rig? Because we know Jason has one on his property. Could it have been something like that? And I do hope that you guys did cover that up. That looked to me like it could have been a danger to animals, or even if someone got lost and was wandering, on your property, and hopefully they wouldn't fall in and get hurt. But anyway, so I found that real. And then when you were showing that old, what could have been like a house structure, um, I was like this. I really wanted to comment. I just don't want. Um, I didn't want to. Sometimes there's an old saying. It's better to be thoughtful than speak and remove all doubt. So I know you get a lot of correspondence on your videos, which is good. That's the purpose of it, I'm sure. But when I saw that little house structure with those, it made me think of like something like like Civil War or something. Like was that a little barrier they built around to protect themselves, like if they're like in battle or something like that, almost like a built up foxhole. I don't know. Uh, but I'm just thinking, I really thought the medical metal detector would be a really cool thing to do up there. And I know somebody beat me to the comment, so I didn't want to beat it in the ground. But I think you could really have fun with a metal detector up there. You maybe, I don't know. I know there's different qualities and levels of those metal detectors, how far they can go, subsurface. Let's say if it was something Civil War related, or, I know the Civil War's in different areas. I'm just thinking if there was a battle of some kind, or, could that have been an old school, like hunting blind, where people just hid behind the rocks and tried to pick off, different, you know, deer, whatever, out there. So anyway, I'm just trying to get some things done in my life. Uh, the I just did a really interesting video a little while ago. It'll probably appear tomorrow at some time. I haven't figured out what time. Could be 9 or 10 a.m. But it's like a true crime incident that happened in my life, probably 10 to 12 years ago, related to a coworker. So that's pretty much all I'm going to say. But I just wanted to see what everybody's up to. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Hey, JJ. Um, JJ Drones, there's a really cool channel in here today. I'm really honored. Oklahoma Adrenaline Life is a bit like a bigger channel, young fella that is doing great things in the world, and he's already a success. He is going to be a huge success, and by the time he's 20, I'm sure he could probably retire. But you definitely want to check his channel out. He also has a podcast. So I think it's OAL podcast. He just started that, which is really cool to see. And anyway, so the trying to think here, some of the things I should be more prepared when I go live, but I just felt like, I'm not only killing time, but I wanted to touch base. Oh, so this is something I want to talk about. Is I A lot of these fishing channels were doing something called um, the traveling tackle bag or something like that. I really don't know. I didn't know much about that. I talked to Ted from Off the Hook Outdoors briefly, something about that, because last night something triggered my brain to think in a new direction on something to do with fishing hooks and how to display it, or maybe how to share it or educate people. So I just kind of thought about it. Then I have like a little clipboard with a notepad, so I took some notes. Then I did a quick little follow up this morning, and then I tried to find out a little bit more about that traveling tackle bag. And I guess what it was, people, there would be contents of this like the way I understood it was like a soft side bag with fishing things in there. You would pull something out, try and fish with it, have results, and then, if I understood correctly, you add something to the tackle bag. So I thought that was pretty cool. And then it sounds like it may have fizzled out for whatever reason. But basically, what I was thinking about doing, tell me, please give me your honest thoughts on this if you think this would fail. I was thinking about one of those little, like a three-ring binder type thing, but you would put those little, what do you call those, poly sheets in there that would you use for like photos. I think the ones that would be used for um, like baseball cards would be too small. So I'm thinking like one that would be like a 3x5 or something like that would work. Um, so I'm thinking, all right, like how can we make this a cool thing? Like I said, this was preliminary thoughts. Like I didn't know much about the tackle bag exchange program. I'm thinking this could be lighter weight, could be shipped from participant to participant at a cheaper cost. So uh, initially, what I was thinking about doing is you put a like I can buy some from my wholesaler fishing hooks. I keep looking here. I should be looking here. I always mess that up. Need to get that big smiley face up there. But so knowing that I can buy my fishing hooks at a cheaper rate than most people, I thought about, okay, let me start off. Maybe I'll put all the sheets of the pages in there, do that. Then put maybe like a 1/0 pack of owner hooks, 2/0, 3/0, 4/0, 5, maybe like 4 to 6 packages to start the process. And after I got talking to Ted, I started thinking about like this either could be we can either take this to a next level or just drop the concept entirely. But so I'm thinking about that. So I'm thinking like, okay, as everybody gets this, everybody add one of their decals. It's not going to be as big as a poster board, so we're not going to be able to get 100 decals on there or anything. But then initially I was thinking like, okay, use the pack and then replace it. But then I'm thinking like that's stupid because that you would if I started it off and we had 6 packs, it's always going to be at 6 packs. So maybe use a pack, try a pack, but add replace it and add one. So it's always going to be expanding. So let me know if anything like that would appeal to anybody. And I'm really open for all time. I try to be very interactive. Like I'm not going to come out and say, look, this is what I'm doing, this is what we're doing, this is how it's going to be. I'd rather have input from the community, my friends. I've got a lot of new friends. I'm looking at the list right now. It's really cool to see Melinda Dobson, Quiet Listener, Oklahoma Adrenaline Life, some really cool channels. So I'm thinking use one, replace one, plus one. So basically, I don't know, like a pack of owner hooks right now, depending on what size you're going to get, it's going to be $5 or around that plus sales tax. So maybe you get like I'm just using owner hooks as an example. It could be Gamakatsu or any other brand, Eagle Claw, anything like that. So, I'm thinking maybe try and keep it around $10, but then somebody may want to throw in like a shark hook or a shark rig or something like that. Hopefully, it would all fit into the organizer poly sheets, whatever, what have you. So. So that's what I'm thinking. And then I started thinking, how can we expand on, make it sound like a catchy, fun thing to participate in? Then I decided, all right, maybe we could call it like hook and cook, something like that. So you could participate in that. Then in the you have those full open poly sheets that would hold an 8.5 by 11 type sheet of paper. You could add a recipe of some sort. Like probably the rest. One of 2 recipes I would include in there would be like either how to do steamed blue crabs, the way I really like and prefer. Growing up in Delaware and real close to Maryland, Crabland and Maryland, that's one thing. I really love and pride myself on making my seafood stew. I'm always tweaking it a little bit here, but the base ingredients are always there. So it wouldn't have to, even though it's like a fishing theme, so to speak, it could be, how to cook venison or how to do venison chili or something like that. So I'm thinking, okay, now we got a hook and cook type book, hook and cook and cookbook, whatever you want, however you want to phrase that. You can tell I get tongue tied. My brain starts thinking quicker than my tongue sometimes. But anyway, so then I started thinking like, all right, can we make this just a little bit better? So I'm thinking like, let's say we have, I don't know, like I said, I just make this stuff up on the fly. You have some like notepads in the back, you make it almost like a diary. Like, yeah, hey, my name's G Money. This started on January 30th, 2023. I've included 4 packs of these hooks. I've also included my blue crab steam recipe. Hope you enjoy. I did start off with this pack of 1/0 circle hooks, owner circle hooks, and I did catch a redfish today, or something like that. Anything that anybody wanted to share about their life related to fishing or the outdoors, it would be like a traveling traveling diary almost, so to speak, plus a cookbook, and now the hooks are going to weigh less. So when it comes to shipping, you can ship it at a more reasonable rate. That's my early perception of doing something like that. I would really love input. Um, One of my previous lives, I talked about doing something um, for youth, so some type of event for youth around Easter, and then I kind of like focused on. You can see I'm transitioning to something we talked about previously, and I'm going to give you my follow up thoughts on that previous live. So I talked about a local restaurant called FK Your Diet that does a lot of things. FK stands for Foster Kid Your Diet. How we can do some type of sponsor a child type event. And after I did that event, I started thinking more in depth about they when I've helped them on Thanksgiving, and they had the agency that pretty much I guess you would say like house these foster kids or uh, mentor them, however whatever term you want to use. They were very uh, adamant on Thanksgiving when we cooked for all these kids on Thanksgiving. They've been doing it for years, and I think I did it 1 or 2 years. I know I did it 1 year. I think I did it 2 years, where I did like a seafood pasta salad for the kids, and there was a lot of food, a lot of nice people doing great things. But then I remembered like, okay, the organization with these foster kids, they really don't want them to be filmed or photographed. They don't want them to feel different. So when I thought about that the next day, I was like, yeah, I can respect that. I don't even want to test the boundaries on that. Uh, hey, Roy, man, this is a special day. Uh, if anybody doesn't know Roy Dial, his father, I don't know if Roy himself has a piece of the business or not, but that is Bruiser Bates checking in. Hello, Castleman Outdoors. Hello, Al. Uh, Love to see these people in here. I'm just a little small drop in the bucket. Roy, I do sell some bruiser baits. I'm just a little dude that sets up at the Alva School occasionally and just trying to get my hustle on until I can get a brick and mortar store. But I love your videos, sir. I'm glad we've connected. But yeah, so I getting back to sponsoring the kids for some type of Easter event, I realized that yeah, the foster kid thing might not be a good fit. I really didn't. I don't even want to push that aspect of it because when you think about the kids' privacy, they don't want to feel different. They don't, the agencies don't want these kids exploited in any way, even though it's an attempt to do something positive. So I kind of put that on the back burner. I really don't. I haven't researched any other like 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 boys club type events that are less protected, and to get some kids out there on the water. I don't know, but uh, so needless to say, I didn't really get much feedback. I did get like one or two comments, but nothing that was could get this ball rolling forward with some positive input. So I'm just I just trying to. I just turned 60, so I realized like, hey, my time clock is clicking here. Ticking, not clicking, ticking. Could be a clicking like a ticking bomb, but I just I like to help people, and I know so many people in the YouTube uh, universe out there like they like to help people too, and there's a lot of different things people are doing. But so that's it. I just kind of wanted to pop in. We'd probably get more viewers if I had structured this with a pre-notice. Sometimes I just do stuff backwards. But just to recap some things, I'm trying to get my sales going. I'm just I have my goals that I want to do in life, which is obviously a bait and tackle shop, but it takes money, and there's a lot of things going on. Anybody who's been watching me for a while knows about some dynamics with the health of my mother 89 with dementia, and I got to be real quiet because she's on the other side of the sliding door, which is shut. So I'm not trying to talk too loudly, but uh, so yeah, there's a lot of things going on. Like you just like it's a very difficult time. I was greatly affected by Hurricane Ian. I'm not looking for sympathy. We're kind of past that. I'm trying to rebuild. But oh, here's another thing. I was notified about over 3 weeks ago from a former employer that yeah, they found this hidden fund that I didn't know anything about that, and I'm supposed to get a check for a little less than $2,000. So I'm like, yeah, that could really help me like in the short term because I'm in job transition because I'm trying to take care of my mother while my brother's been ill for I guess tomorrow's going to be 5 weeks. I think he's due to come back tomorrow. But so yeah, so that's turned into a total cluster, and I've been trying to do some. I expedited, the paperwork, and it's just like every day I'm checking the mail, checking the mail, checking the mail, checking the mail, and it hasn't come. So a lot of times in my life, I always talk about the curse. Something's always going to go wrong. It's kind of like Murphy's law. So I try and deal with it, prepare for it. So I try to touch base with the lady who like runs the distribution of that fund to the other agency, which is supposed to be something like Fidelity Investments or something like that. So it just she got mad that I was trying to do follow up on it, and she goes, "Well, you didn't know this was coming." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I knew. Now that you told me, I rearranged my life to trying to help my mother, and this could help the transition, till somebody else can contribute watching for my mother at this time period." So the lady was said she was going to call me back. That was Thursday. Here we are Monday, and it's a little after 1 o'clock. I still have not heard anything. My mom's mail, unfortunately, most days does not come until 4 or 5 p.m., which is really late because even if I did get it today, I can't even get to the bank because the bank closes at 4. So I'm just trying to deal with some of these little hurdles, and once I get some of these things going, I can feel more. That that check's not going to last forever, but it's going to help me with some immediate problems where I've been trying to recover on some deferred payments from the hurricane. So yeah, please shoot me your thoughts on helping kids in any manner. Like we sponsor a kid, let's say it's $50 a kid, or I don't know, something like that. I really wanted to do something like that. I could buy some fishing rods at wholesale price, utilize that towards it. I have some specific models in mind, or let me know anything with the hook and cookbook with a diary in the back. I appreciate it, folks. Anyway, I just want to say hi to my friends, and hope to see you guys soon. I'll be talking to you again in the future. Maybe Monday Mingles will be a regular thing. I don't know. And if I do in the future, I definitely will put out a notice so more people have time to participate. All right, folks, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Always trying to help somebody when you can. Thank you.